you can give all the statistics that you want, but the things that really change people isn't a stat; it's the story behind the stat.
Yeah, because they want to know the story, like what happened
Yeah.
that led to that stat being a thing.
Yeah.
And I think you do a really good job with storytelling. I think that's potentially one of the things that's been aided in your success is you're really good at telling stories. I think a lot of content creators are good at telling stories that people like want to listen to, especially if you're talking about like 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 minute, segments where you're like, especially in this day and age where everybody's like just looking for that.
Well, you're better
15-second
at the longer segments than I am.
Well,
I definitely do more shorts.
I don't know, man. I'm not. I think it's different. Like I think my stuff can be maybe sometimes informative. That's kind of the point of my stuff, at least on my main channels. I'm kind of transitioning away from doing a lot of that. I'd like to lean more into podcasting because I like talking to people and I like getting to know people's story.
Yeah.
Because I think I'm very interested in people's story, and it's easy for me to talk to people just because.
Are you leaning more towards like veteran stories?
I think that's one piece of the pie. I would say I like stories from people from all walks of life because everybody's got something that someone could benefit from.
Yeah.
Regardless of if they've served in the military or not. Obviously, I'm going to have an affinity for people that have served, just because that's been a large part of my story. Not the whole story, but it's been a significant part. It's had a pretty big impact on my character development, if you want to call it that. But I do think that, like the other day, for example, I flew up to Michigan to interview a young man who's working through a weight loss journey. And that's a story.
To join up? Or?
Not to join up, just because he's trying to, self-improvement. And he's lost like 200 pounds in a year, and he started off at 600. He's closer to 4 now. And that's a huge accomplishment. And that people need that type of encouragement, and that's just one small thing that you think of how many people that could impact that may be struggling with weight, which has been a human problem for a very long time.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of stories.
Pretty big problem today too.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Even today, and there's a lot of people that could benefit from that even if they don't have anything to do with the military. And that's just one example, but there's a lot of other ones that I've got planned as well with folks that have maybe encountered some sort of adversity in their life that they overcame that people.
Well, how much of your military experience are you allowed to talk about?
I mean, I can talk about stuff that I've done, experiences I've had in the past, like without any real issue, because I've never, as long as you didn't do anything illegal, immoral, or unethical, like there's not a problem with it. I typically refrain from talking about myself as much just because I don't really feel like I've done a lot because I'm not like a combat veteran. I've never done anything